Welcome again to another episode of the Consistency Queen. Hello, my name is Elsa Morgan. Thank you for being here. Today, I'm speaking to you in regards to the one thing that you need to do in order for you to really scale beyond six figures. And even if you're not at six figures yet, even if you're on your way towards six figures, this will still be relevant for you. If you're someone who has consistently been jumping from strategy to strategy multiple times a year, if you're someone that finds themselves procrastinating or feeling like, if they do achieve the result, that their world is going to be crashing down, if you're someone that believes that to achieve beyond six figures requires more work, this episode is for you, because I'm going to share with you the number one thing that helped me to not only scale beyond six figures, multiple six figures, and heading towards my biggest cash year ever. Our company overall since launch is heading towards $3 million. And I need to tell you that this one thing really helped me to understand why it was that I wasn't able to move quicker or had already achieved the result that I desired. Because fundamentally, most people believe that they don't have the right strategy, or they need to do more work, or that they may not necessarily have the right vehicle. And yes, strategy, doing the work, I wouldn't say more work necessarily. You do need to do the work, but it's not a 24/7 thing. And also the right vehicle in terms of being in alignment with what it is that you do is important. Make no mistake about that. But outside of you making a decision that you're going to pursue your goals is making the identity shift that will align with the results that you desire. An identity shift is so much more than you saying, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning over $100,000 a month. I mean, that's reconfirming something that you desire. But let's be clear, identity shift is really accepting deep down inside who you really are. There is a massive disconnect between knowing who you really are at your core, this badass, global CEO who is going out and changing the world, versus how you see yourself every day. There is a very big disconnect. And the reason why the math is not mathing in terms of you wanting to achieve a certain goal versus what's actually transpiring in your reality is because deep down inside, you don't believe you're worthy. You know that you're capable. You know you're meant for more. You know you have this internal nudge of wanting to achieve more, wanting to attract more, potentially wanting to live in a bigger house, maybe in waterfront, maybe having a different car, whatever it is, having an expansive business, having, impacting millions of women, whatever it looks like for you. You know that you are the person that's going to deliver on that. But on a day-by-day basis, you don't truly believe that. And you don't truly believe that not because you're not worthy, it's because you have allowed your past to be a form of judgment of where you move from here, using your past as reasons why you won't win. And until you can shift your whole entire perspective around why your past happened the way that it did, using as lessons, as information, as feedback on how you move forward, on how you show up better, stronger, wiser, on how you are a lot more clear, or how you can become a lot more clear in what it is that you desire, as opposed to using it as reasons why you can't win, you will consistently stay where you are. Your past is a point of reference. It can't be changed. It can't be manipulated. You can't deny that it happened. The past is the past, and it needs to stay there. where a lot of high achieving women let themselves down, and I say this with grace because this is easier said than done, but I've had to make this transition myself. And where they let themselves down is they look towards the past as a way of moving towards the future. And when you do that, not only do you risk ever reaching your potential, you also increase the probability of the past replicating again and again and again. So how do you make that identity shift? How do you start showing up as that aligned version to work towards the goals that you desire? I'm going to share with you 3 very quick and simple things that you can do to get you started. And of course, I say this because identity shift is so much more than 3 tips. I'm just going to be honest with you. And it's so much more than something that you can do today. This is a forever thing dependent on how big you want to go. Because as I mentioned to my inner circle clients today, when I was talking about this and I was training on nervous system regulation, identity shift, and everything that comes with aligning yourself to the goals that you desire. No one is born to build a 6-figure business. No one understands from birth what it means to go and impact the world or what it means to truly show up unapologetically. There is so much conditioning that happens in our forming years, which I think is around about 7 to 14, that stays with us. And it's what we do with that information that largely dictates how we move on in life. So if you're someone that is feeling like they have to jump from thing to thing to thing, then potentially, you're probably not feeling safe with the unknown. There is going to be a level of unknown as you implement your strategy. At the very beginning, you know what you need to do. And you probably have some initial breakthroughs and outcomes that is in alignment with what it is that you're implementing strategy-wise. But then as you continue along, there are going to be elements that you don't know. You might have some donut days, as I call them, like 0 sales days. You may not. You may have some breakthroughs in regards to the way that you're marketing yourself. You may have some breakthroughs with regards to your messaging. And leading up to those breakthroughs, there's a level of unknown and uncertainty. And if you're not careful and if you're not aware that uncertainty can cause you to feel uncomfortable, that could cause you to question your whole strategy and your whole worthiness of ever achieving results, you could find yourself changing strategy to strategy on multiple occasions and never really starting your business at all. In fact, if you are already in motion and you're between 5 and 10K a month and you're jumping from thing to thing to thing to thing, you're probably finding that you're starting at ground zero many times over, because there is a lag time between implementation of strategy and by the time things start really coming into play. You might have some immediate breakthroughs, but typically there are some lag times depending on your audience, depending on how much your audience knows you and how much time you've invested in nurturing the relationships that you have in play. But still, jumping from thing to thing to thing typically points to someone who has a dysregulated nervous system and maybe hasn't really felt comfortable with the unknown and ever really played in that space. I have to tell you, I'm going to preface what I'm going to say, what I've been saying, that I'm not a therapist or qualified. I'm purely speaking from my experience, okay, and from what I've noticed and what I've learned. I will also say these are the very things that I've experienced myself, and I've had to learn about that. And I will also add to that even if right now you may be, entertaining that kind of behavior where you're jumping to thing, never really fully going all in on your plan, and your plan being executed and conditioned or it's conditional on you achieving some immediate results. A lot of people say, hey, I'm going to continue with this as long as I can see some sales. I mean, that's not going all in. That's purely conditional. And again, there's a level of safety that's required there. That's not how you build a business. You have to understand there is so much of building a business that you don't know. And I often say it's about 99% of what you go through you don't know, and really only 1% you might have some idea. But 99% of the journey is all unfamiliar territory. And so you have to train your body, your nervous system, your energy, your mindset for the unknown. You have to become familiar with the unfamiliar. You have to be okay with not knowing what comes next and just showing up with what you need to do, committing to the things that you need to do every single day, and understanding that this is part of the journey. Okay, so that's one thing. The other flip side to that is if you're someone that really doesn't believe that you're worthy of achieving the things that you desire, you will often not go all in. You will potentially procrastinate, because rather than seeing the potential or seeing what could be possible, you will remove that kind of uncomfortableness from your life and entertain things that are more comfortable. And that may mean you won't ever invest in yourself. You won't ever really execute on a plan. You probably don't want to show up on days that you don't feel really good, because again, you just think to yourself, well, I don't even know if I'm going to do this, so why would I show up? And there's so much of this behavior that is just so normal. So there's no judgment. This is just helping you to understand why things may not have worked out the way that it is. And I also say it's normal because I see this a lot. And if you weren't so keen to achieve expansive results, then staying that way could be okay. But when you're wanting to do something that is extraordinary, like breaking generational curses, $1 million years, leading a global movement, having a best-selling book on a New York Times list, speaking on stages all around the world, it's going to require versions of you that you don't even know yet, but they're inside of you because you have this desire to achieve these things. And so coupled with the fact that you have these desires and you know what you want to achieve, you also have to know that even though there's going to be some known skills that you know that you need to develop, there is so much of the unknown that you won't know. And so being able to make that internal identity shift simply means that you are fully accepting of the version to achieve the results that you desire to the best of your knowledge. Because even as you go along, there's going to be other things that come along. So the way that I mentor my clients to be able to start this process, if they're not aware of what that looks like, is to look out in the marketplace to see who now has the results that they desire. Who now is playing big? Who now is emulating the life that they see in their mind for themselves? And then study them, their behaviors, the way they're showing up energetically. How does that make them feel? How are they speaking? Do they share the books that they're reading? Do they share some of their routines? Because the minute that you start finding out all of these things, then step by step, you should put an identity shift plan together. And of course, if you want to do this with a mentor that can do this with you, please head to workwithelsa.com and book yourself in for an appointment and a call with me. And we can see if there's alignment between us, and I can definitely help you. But you should put an identity shift plan together and list out the habits that you need to embody, the behaviors that you need to entertain. How are you going to be looking physically? How will you be showing up emotionally? How will you be showing up energetically? How will you dress? How will you look? And then you start executing on that. And the more that you can start executing on that day by day, and then you back it up with habits, behaviors, and activity to align to the goal, then suddenly you are showing up differently energetically, and you start attracting differently. Because you start attracting differently, of course, your belief systems are going to shift. Now, this sounds a lot easier than what what it really is. But it is a game of persistence. It is a game of you believing deep down inside that this is what you want to achieve, because only then can you commit to making that internal identity shift. As an extension of that, you also need to train your body, your mind, your nervous system, and energy for what's coming in. Because where people fall short is they understand the habits, they understand the thought processes, they understand how to dress and how they should be showing up, but they've stopped short of programming their nervous system, programming their mindset, programming the way that they should be tackling things that could potentially trigger them. And so identity shift is more than just understanding that version that is going to go and achieve things. It's about understanding that the programming that you've had up until this point no longer applies. And you have to give yourself some grace and be grateful that your nervous system, your body, your mind has protected you and kept you safe for so long. But now it's got to allow you to break free and to go into uncharted waters. And you've got to train your body and your mind and your nervous system to allow you to play big as you are breaking new ground, as you are stepping into the unknown, as you are stepping into your next level version. And that takes focus. It takes intentional effort. And it also takes a lot of self-love and patience. When you understand how to do this, you have this incredible, powerful transformation on the inside, which then translates on the outside. But make no mistake that you can't stop doing the work. You still have to, produce marketing. You still have to, put out some messaging out there. You still need to have conversations with people. But then your transformation will be so profound that success is inevitable. So in order for you to move into that 6-figure and beyond, you really need to lock down and anchor in that new identity. You need to make sure that that new identity is like you're embodying that version to not only achieve 6 figures, but then go and scale beyond that. Because if you don't, you risk making decisions based on a level that you no longer want to be at. You risk sabotaging on days that you don't feel so great or things appear not to be going to plan. And so it's such an important part of the process, which is why I say to women, you've got to be patient with yourself. You've got to allow your strategy to unfold. And you will only do that if you develop patience, persistence, and you truly see this internal version, this, changing internally for your outwards to change. Until such time, if you just focus on the strategy, your internal version, your internal system will dictate what you do, and you'll keep repeating the same result over and over and over and over again. And realistically, that is not what you want. Let's be honest. So I hope this has given you some insight. I hope this has given you some, breakthrough this week. And I truly hope it's going to allow you to start moving towards the results that you desire. And of course, if you're in the United States and you want to spend 2 days with me, I have my Empower You event happening at the end of September for women who want to scale beyond 6 figures. We will be doing identity work. We will be talking about all the things that are going to be relevant for 2026 and beyond, and the strategies that will work for your business. It's a high-level networking event for women in business, so I encourage you to come along. There are 3 tiers, and of course, I'll pop the link below of this episode for you to be able to see it, and I will see you in Chicago. If you can't make it to Chicago and you want to work with me exclusively, I work with high-level women who want to scale beyond 6 figures, heading towards 7 figures, are ready to invest time, energy, and effort and implement the strategy that we put together in the inner circle. This is for women who radically want to change the world, who really want to make a difference, who want to lead movements. And if this is you, you want to scale beyond 6 figures before the end of 2025, then go to workwithelsa.com. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.